start recording the share. When you are finished, hang up.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you all so very much for coming. As we learn the sixth parak, and we're holding by Mishna Gimel in the sixth parak, as we learn Lili Nishmas Basi Bas Rabbi Shlomo ben Avram Alevi Perel Bas Ruvain, Lili Nishmas Rabbi Rachmiel Gershom ben Tzvi Yehuda for Shalem Fel Yomis ben Chayesara, also the Refuah sponsored by Yoel Klugman and family. So now we have this Sarah Mishtaleach. The Kohen already did vidui on it for Klal Yisrael, and now Misarai Lamisha Hayamalicho. They gave him over to a man who was designated before Yom Kippur. He was an Ish Iti, a designated man, to take him to the cliff. Now, Hakok Sherin Lo'ilicha, really anybody could do it. Kayin Yisrael, Levi, Elish Oswa Kahanim Gedolim Keva, but the Kahanim Gedolim set a precedent. They didn't let a regular Yisrael take him, they insisted that it should be a Kayin. Amar Rabbi Yossi, however, Rabbi Yossi disagreed. There was an incident that he was taken by a man by the name of Arsala, and he wasn't a Kohen, he was a Yisrael. Now, the Kevesh Osulai, they made an elaborate ramp that the sars should be transported way above the ground. Why? Because they were Babylonians. Now the Gemara says they really weren't Babylonians, they were Alexandrian Jews that got a little excited and they wanted the Sar to go already. Hurry, it's a national need because it's going to be Mechaper on Klal Yisrael. You can't wait a minute. Shahayu Misalshim B'sarai, they would pull at the hair. Shahayu Misalshim B'sarai, they would pull at the hair of the one who was taking the goat. V'ayim like tell take him and go. Take him and go. They were anxious. You know, people are dying all the time, and this is a national emergency. Get him to the cliff. We need the kapara. So, in order that he shouldn't be pulled at, they made a ramp that he should be way above ground. Miyakira Yerushalayim. From the honored ones of Yerushalayim, they would escort the Ish Iti ad Sukkah Rishain until the first booth. There were 10 booths. At each booth, we're going to see tomorrow, at each booth there was food and drink, where they told him if he needs it, he could eat and drink. Actually, the Gemara says that he never did a person need it. But he had pas b'salai, because since this was a national need for him to take it, it was doicha, the fasting on Yom Kippur, and each booth was a tchum. So one group escorted him to that booth, and then there was another group that already was there from the onset of Yom Kippur, who would escort him to the next booth. Now the distance was Eser Sukkos Yerushalayim v'atzuk. There were 10 booths from Yerushalayim until the cliff. Tishim ris, a total of 90 ris. Shiva umechza l'chol mil. There was 7.5 ris to a mil, and since 7.5 into 90 is 12, that means that there was 12 mil from Yerushalayim until the cliff. From Yerushalayim to the first sukkah was a mil, and then to each sukkah was a mil, until they got to the 10th. From the 10th sukkah to the cliff was 2 mil, so that the people that were at the 10th sukkah were only able to be malavi him halfway. They didn't make an 11th sukkah because they wanted that nobody should be near the cliff, because it's supposed to be an Eretz Gezerah, a desolate area. So they deliberately did not make an 11th sukkah near the cliff. The reason I recorded it now is because tonight we're having a Chumash shir. So Daf Yomi right after the shir, followed by a Chumash shir. If you would like to join the Chumash shir, you could come down. We'd be honored for you to come down. or you could listen about, I would say, around 9:35, 9:40. You could listen by going to zoomdaf.com, and join us for the Chumash here. Thank you very much for joining us. Reb Chananya ben Akasha,